By not dismantling Iran's nuclear program, in a decade, this deal will give an unreformed, unrepentant, and far richer terrorist regime the capacity to produce many nuclear bombs. In fact, an entire nuclear arsenal with the means to deliver it. What a stunning, historic mistake. And Israel is not bound by this deal with Iran because Iran continues to seek our destruction. We will always defend ourselves.
All right, joining us now, Congressman Peter King, New York, of course, chairman of the House Subcommittee on Counterterrorism, member of the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. Congressman, welcome. We'll get to Benjamin Netanyahu in a second, but let's talk about your overall evaluation of what happened today with the deal.
Yeah, I have not had a chance to read it, but based on everything I've seen and heard and people I've spoken to, I would have to say I'm opposed to it. In fact, I'm probably more strongly opposed to it than I'm saying, only because I want to give it the benefit of the doubt, so I read all, through all of it. But right now, as Bibi Netanyahu said, it basically locks in place Iran's nuclear program. So even if they fully comply with the agreement at the end of 10 years, they're only going to be 1 year away from having a nuclear bomb, but they will have gotten tens of billions of dollars in cash from the lifting of the sanctions that can be used for, again, carrying out their terrorist activities all over the Middle East and, quite frankly, around the world, including the U.S. if they had to. In addition to that, for those who are really concerned about the spread of nuclear arms, I think what this is going to do is the Arab states in the region are extremely worried about this, and I could see countries like Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states pursuing their own nuclear program, so we would have a nuclear arms race in the Middle East. And then this seemed to come out of nowhere, this lifting of the arms embargo on conventional weapons after 5 years and a lifting of the embargo on intercontinental ballistic missiles after 8 years. I mean, the thought of giving Iran ICBMs, and apparently that's what the Russians want to do, is, to me, total insanity. And so where we, and also on the inspections, the president says that, that inspections will occur where necessary, when necessary. Well, that doesn't mean that you get automatic right to inspections, because necessary, who decides who is necessary?
Right.
So if the Iranians say no, then you go through apparently almost like an arbitration process, which can last up to 24 days.
And they get the chance to move anything they need to move.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what I mean. This is, I think, what the president or President Obama genuinely believes, and I don't know if this is a compliment or a criticism, he genuinely believes that if Iran is treated as a legitimate nation and is welcomed into the community of nations, after 10 years they will be acting like a responsible nation and not as an outlaw nation. Please. That to me is a gamble which makes absolutely no sense. He's hoping against hope, and it's almost, again, just makes absolutely no sense. And to put Americans and the world at risk based on a hope that somehow Iran is going to dramatically change itself is, to me, absurd.
Please, Congressman, when you refer to Iran, please properly refer to them as the Islamic Republic of Iran, as the president does.
Yes, he does. He's very polite about that.
A couple of things now. A couple of issues. I don't want to keep you. I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you got to go. Lindsey Graham said this deal is a declaration of war on Israel. We heard Bibi Netanyahu say Israel will not be bound by this deal. Do they have to do what they have to do, and will they? And do you agree with Lindsey Graham?
I agree with Lindsey Graham. This is extremely dangerous to Israel. It's from the time that President Obama came into office, he's been hostile to Israel and reaching out to Iran. This is the logical end of that, and that's wrong. As far as Israel taking action, I don't know if they feel they have the full capacity to do it at this stage, because they would get no support, I assume, from the U.S., and it'd be very, very difficult. But again, Israel has to do what it has to do to defend itself.
Also, we have hostages, prisoners, including a pastor, including a journalist. We know the pastor, through his wife, has been beaten severely. And these people remain in prison and under Iranian authority. How disappointed are you that nothing has been done for them?
Yeah, very much so. In fact, without giving anything up, one of those four, I actually have close relations, involvement with family members of his. So I have a personal interest in that. No, this is wrong. To be, again, for a major country to be holding people hostage. This is what criminal gangs do. This is what terrorist groups do. Not civilized nations. Be holding people hostage, which is what they're doing. and for us to allow it to go on is just wrong.
Should we have used that card and say, hey, you know, we're giving, you give us something, you release all of them, or two of them, or one of them, or something?
Yeah, now the concern I would have with that, with the Obama administration, is they would somehow use it as like bargaining with hostages. I think it should have almost been guaranteed if there's going to be a deal that, you know, those 4 hostages should be brought back.
Right, should have been maybe a precondition. Let me ask you, before I let you go, all that's going on, you, I believe, have said you're not running for president. So I think the day after we spoke, you made that decision.
Right.
When you look at, what's your take on Donald Trump? I mean, you've known him forever. You're a New Yorker, he's a New Yorker. It seems like the whole world, including the Republican Party, with very few exceptions, is trashing him to death.
No, I'm not trashing him. I don't think he should have said it the way he did. I think he went too far. That's the way he talks, though. He's sort of an equal opportunity offender, but he's raising a larger point, which is the illegal immigration issue is out of control. The situation is out of control. He used street language to describe it, but and again, he shouldn't have done that. But having said that, it does drive home the point that we have to control illegal immigration.
Can he win the nomination?
I would say no.
Okay. Congressman, thank you for the time. Really appreciate it, sir.
Steve.
Take care.
Thank
Congressman Peter King, ladies and gentlemen. And we're coming back with much, much more on today's unfortunate historic agreement, and that is former presidential candidate Patrick Buchanan. Don't go away.